Start this again. Good evening. My name is Marissa Franklin, known as Goddess White Lotus. I'm a psychic tarot oracle card reader. Today I am going to do a free live general reading for the full moon in Gemini. So I have shuffled, prayed over his cards, and I just laid out these cards. Now from the very beginning, the very first video, which I have done, but I guess it has been disconnected. But I'm just going to present to you the cards again. So the cards I had laid out for the first column is the birds, the house, the book. The second column I have is the cross, the heart, the moon card. And I have this, for the third column, the whip, the letter, and the sun card. And overall I have is the cinch card. Before I go further into the reading, the cards I'm going to use is the Lunar cards, which is the Gypsy Oracle cards. And what I do is actually give a reading based upon how you're feeling spiritually or your spiritual awareness and how it's affecting you from the past to the future, to the present, how it's affecting you currently right now, and also how it might lead you towards the future. So on the first row, what I'm getting is that a guy is actually waiting on a mortgage to come through, but he might come across a lot of delays and also a lot of interference, because right now we are in the middle of Mercury retrograde, which is a good thing, because even though that your mortgage is trying to come through, sometimes it will not be successful around this time, but luckily you will get it, I will say, in the 23rd of December. If not on the 23rd of December, probably the 23rd of January. Now, there could be some domestic violence that's going on. I would say verbally argumentation is going on within the house based upon whether they are actually pressuring, I would say, a teenager in deciding which college or which institution to go into. But it's up to that young teenager to make the decision for themselves whether they want to go to the institution or not. In the middle column I have is the cross, the heart, and the moon. Now, it could be that this man right now is probably getting to the phase of finding his spirituality, or he's actually healing himself from codependency, which is really good. But if this man is actually trying to find a job that he's really loved doing, he might come across some obstacles. But right now, it could be challenging right now, but you actually just going through a test. Again, go through it. It's just testing you to see where your heart lies. Now, this person decides to work in late jobs just to save this money for this home that he's trying to build. And also probably in the meantime, he's living in an apartment, but he wants to get out of living in an apartment. He just wants to have a home to himself. Now, what I'm getting from the whip, from the letter, and from the sun is that probably you expecting some application or some paperwork to come through. It will not come through around the winter time, but luckily it will come through in March. But then right now you're experiencing some stressful times, what I'm getting from the cinch card. Somebody is expecting to go through some surgical procedure. It will not happen around this time, which is for the best, because there could be some technical difficulties that might come at the point throughout the time while you're getting a surgical procedure, because it will not happen at this point of time. Now, you might get calls from your physician trying to mix up dates or times, or you might get a different physician that will do a surgical procedure for you, or I should say to you. But you would get miscommunication from the hospital, because again, we're going through Mercury retrograde. But do it, I would say, in the mid of January. Set your appointment in the mid of January. Be careful of the intake of nicotine, or I should say smoking. Please decrease the smoking habits because it will cause lung cancer. Because I feel that somebody's experienced a lot of chest pain, or they might come with the bronchitis, coming down with the bronchitis. Please check up on your prescription. Make sure it is up to date. If you're planning on getting a refill, please make sure that your insurance is following the procedure, policies as it should. Check up onto your insurance too. Make sure you don't tell people about your personal business, your personal life, what's going on within the home. Because what they tend to do is put your personal business through at the job. I mean, even though the person or individual seem as if they try to be empathetic, but it's more like apathetic to the point they're trying to embarrass you. Be mindful of that. I'm seeing that the father's trying to reach out to his son, rather as if that he's trying to be apologetic or there's something personal that he wants to talk to his son. But the son actually trying to keep hidden information from the father, or trying to keep distance from the father. Because rather the son doesn't hardly have a telecommunication with the father. Mostly he could via text him or email him. What do I call a person that likes rough sex? I don't mind this become X-rated R, but I guess I might as well have to say it. I see a guy that's into having rough sex, whether it's mostly a man or woman. But if you into that type of activity, make sure you're lubricant and make sure that you take care of yourself health-wise. Be very cautious because whatever sex partners you have with, make sure that you're using protection. This is a tight reading. I don't want this to make it seem so X-rated, but you know what? I might as well just say I see guys, four men. One older man who's very passionate and one younger man who's very emotional. I see they're being more competitive when it comes to a job. But I see one man has more affectionate feelings for a man that's 42 years old. And I'm seeing the other man that's actually 47 years old trying to convince that man to get out of that lifestyle. Because right now he is trying to find himself, whether he is being confused sexually, but he feels more comfortable with the sexuality. But he's trying to convince himself that he likes women, but he's more into men. But right now, he's just trying to keep it in the down low. He associates with his guys about this, but he doesn't actually tell them about his sexuality. He doesn't mention about it. He just play along as if that he's hetero, but he's more like homo. Don't mean to prejudge. I don't. I'm just going by what I see. But he has some type of emotional attachment with this 42-year-old man. It's to the point as if that he's trying to move in with him. But I see them writing secret messages or secret love letters to one another. And I do see them spend night escapades with each other too. Now they're trying to keep it hidden. But again, like I said, whoever is going around telling the personal business to this guy or about this guy, it will soon later be exposed. He tried to keep it best to try to keep it hidden because I guess this guy, sometimes when this guy go to breaks, this guy tends to go through his laptop and look at the via email or messages or love letters that he's contacting to this guy, to the point that he will link it to his employees and co-workers. Please make sure that your laptop is locked or secure, because I'll see that somebody could actually hack into it. But the reason why this guy is trying to expose you, because he's trying to find a way to get you fired, because you cause a lot of attention, you cause a lot of distraction, and he just feels very uncomfortable working with you because of your sexuality. But I guess that you have been experiencing this, or you had this type of feeling ever since that you was like 6 years old, or ever since you was like a little boy. But most of your family members know what you're really about, but sometimes they tend to use it as for entertainment. Okay, I'm back again. I don't know what that was about. But yeah, again, what it looks like is that you're trying to keep your sexuality hidden. But I see two men is trying to expose you. One that has interest in you, but the one that has interest in you, you're trying to keep that hidden from the 42-year-old man. This other guy that you keep hidden is like 39 years old. This is one you mostly have rough sex with. But the reason why you keep him hidden from the 42-year-old man, because you don't want to make it seem as if you have an affair with him. But this is